Coming up.
It's all about January 2026.
I was there last week and I didn't notice that.
I find I'd just get the spray glue back out again.
How do you say that?
So we're starting 2026 in a bit of a state.
I doubt I'll be doing much pantomime laughing tonight.
They're full of germs.
We will have none of that.
And such great insights.
What was his breath like?
I'm popping more cherries, aren't I?
Oh, but they're so excited.
My eyes are above my pop shield, yeah.
I far prefer carping from the sidelines.
I'll just take a slug of water.
I remind you, this is 2026.
And now, enjoy the podcast.
How do you say that?
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 Hello and welcome to How Do You Say That? Sponsored by BritishVoiceover.co.uk. This is Mark Rice. He's my co-host.
Hang on. That's Sam Boffin. She's my co-host. What the hell's wrong with your voice, Sam?
Yeah, okay. Well, to be perfectly honest, as you can hear, I have got the kind of voice that if this was a client booking, I would have cancelled.
You would have put it off. You are suffering with cold at the moment. What have you done to try and make it slightly better? Because I think it's worthwhile for people to know.
Yeah.
If you wake up and your voice is a bit shot to rubbish, like yours is at the moment,
yes.
What can you do? What are the things that you have tried?
Well, when I woke up this morning, I literally had no voice. And the only reason I knew that was because I went downstairs and I opened my mouth to say something to my husband and literally nothing came out.
Dear.
So in my mind, I was fine, but in reality, I wasn't. So what have I done? I've done the classic honey and lemon,
Yes.
which has been brilliant, actually.
Yep.
I've also got a
nebulizer.
A nebulizer, that's
Yes.
the one. I've got a nebulizer. I've used that twice today, and that was good. I've rested my voice.
It is about rest, isn't it? At the end of the
really
day,
is.
it's about rest. You shouldn't really be doing this, but, you know.
I shouldn't. But I thought you can't sack me, Mark.
Well, that's true. That's
Well,
true. I wouldn't want
I
to
hope you
anyway.
can't sack me.
I wouldn't want to anyway. To be fair, I've also been to the dentist today. I had 4 injections about 3 hours ago.
Oh.
The numbness has only just worn off. So we're
Yes.
starting 2026 in a bit of a state.
We are starting 2026 in a bit of a state.
All right. So, Sam, true or false for the first
Yes.
one of the new year? I've
Okay.
grown an oak tree from a little acorn and it has survived 4 house moves. True or false?
Wow. Okay. I think that is a gorgeous and romantic idea. So I'm going to say yes, true.
Yes, it's true. I planted it when I was 5 years old at school, took it home, and my dad took it to 4 different houses. And it's
Does it
still strong, still going.
Is it still there?
Yep.
Oh my
Indeed.
God, how wonderful. I was once refused entry to afternoon tea at the Ritz.
Ooh.
Is that true or false?
Oh, I'm going to say true. I'm going to say that you were refused entry. I want to hear that story.
I was refused entry. And do you know what is so shocking about why I was refused entry?
Go on.
I was wearing trousers.
Oh,
Isn't
wow.
that appalling?
What year was this?
Oh,
Roughly.
well, actually, not as long ago as you might think. It was sometime in the early 90s. But they wouldn't let me in because I was a woman wearing trousers.
Good Lord.
I've never been back, so I've never
Fair.
been into the Ritz.
Well, of course, we also have our very special guest, the first one for 2026, voice actor Barney Cooper. Happy New Year, Barney.
Happy New Year, guys. It's an absolute
Happy
treat
New
to be
Year.
joining you.
Welcome to How Do You Say That? Sam, is your voice going to hang on for a bit to give
Yeah.
us a bit of biog about Barney?
Absolutely, why not? Okay, so Barney is a man who can't quite believe that he gets paid money to talk to himself in a foam-lined box. However, he is, nonetheless, a multi-award nominated British voice actor, and he's known for his commercial and corporate work, so he must be doing something right. His clients include heavyweight brands including Amazon Kids Plus, Samsung, McDonald's, the BBC, Sony and Audi.
Well, Barney's a trained actor and spent his early career treading the boards at theatres like the Royal Exchange and Donmar Warehouse. And then a lifetime's love of audiobooks finally drew him to explore the world of voiceover, a craft he promptly fell in love with. In 2019, he built a voice booth and sallied forth into a full-time voice acting career. He's also a proud dad to 2 kids and 1 cat, and he's an avid snowboarder. Welcome along, Barney. Have you got a fun fact for yourself for us?
I do indeed. I've got a very fun fact. Although before I start, I've got a challenge for poor old Sam and her throat.
Oh, no.
Yeah, well, no, it's not a speaking challenge. It's in fact, it's a lot worse. My old headmaster at my drama school, Aura, used to say the way to avoid ever getting ill is to eat an entire red onion.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
And to my absolute horror, he actually followed through with it. He ate 1 onion every day, and one day he brought it in, and we got to see him do it. It was
What was his breath
horrifying.
like?
Oh, we kept a good 3 metre distance from that point
Yeah,
onwards.
I bet.
Well, I might add that one of the reasons that I have got this cold is because I've been working with a whole bunch of kids, and any teachers out there know
They're full of germs.
If you work with children, then you're going to go down with something. And the idea of me eating an onion and teaching kids just seems like a horror fest to me. But yeah, I'm sure it works because nobody goes near you, so you can't catch any germs.
All right, Barney, back to the fun facts. What have you got for us?
So, my fun fact is when I was 18, me and some of my wonderfully idiot friends snuck into Prince Harry's last ever professional polo game at Hurtwood Polo Club.
Oh my God.
Did you get caught?
No, and I do not understand how. We claimed, I can't believe we got away with this, we claimed that we were American dukes.
No.
Oh, it was hilarious.
Oh,
yeah, we
God.
managed to get into the actual game, which we watched, enjoying the free pims, which there actually was, which wonderful stereotype, but they fully lent into it.
Wow.
And then we even got into the royal tent for the after party.
Well, with that royal fraud, let's have a look at the first script of our show and
There's a
ask,
lot of that about.
how do you say that?
How do you say that?
So this script, to start us in 2026, is part of a sleep story.
Oh, now you've done a lot of sleep stories.
I have.
I'm not sure I'd necessarily drift off to sleep with you sounding like this today.
No, and
to
in
be honest
fact,
with you.
I am going to pass on doing this script.
I think that's fair.
probably the second script.
Okay.
And one of the reasons this would be an incredibly challenging script to do right now is because you can hear that I haven't got much low level in my voice. There's
And
not
it does,
much
and that
range.
is sleep story. I've been listening to more and more sleep stories
Yeah.
recently, so I've got slightly more of a handle on it than I had maybe back in 2025.
And they're really exciting to do.
Now, I've never actually listened to a sleep story. I fall asleep to audiobooks, so this is a new journey for me.
It's interesting because it is different, Barney. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're surprisingly slow.
I rather thought this was perhaps something in like a spa, or maybe prepping
Yes, I
someone
can see
before
how
they
that
have
could
it.
be. Yeah.
Yes.
So I suppose this changes the way I would approach it. It's obviously going to be app-based, and we're assuming someone's lying in bed. And
Yes.
no, I think that makes sense, actually. Just knowing it's a sleep story kind of changes the way that you'd approach it.
Absolutely. It's also a sleep story that I am a character narrator.
Oh.
So often when I do sleep stories, I'm just a narrator.
Yes.
And I'm narrating a story.
Uh-huh.
But in this one, I was a very specific character. So I was, the person at the centre of the story.
Okay.
So it was like first person as opposed to third person, I suppose.
So you're a person within the story talking
Yes.
to... Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Oh, that does change it a bit. That does change it. Well, Barney, I'll have a go first. Let's have a go. Let's see what I come up with. Now, before your journey begins, we have to make sure your parasympathetic nervous system is fully activated. So please go ahead and lie down on the bed at the centre of the room. Are you comfortable? Now, based on the preferences listed on your intake form, I've infused the air with the scent of lavender and cedarwood.
Very nice. Very nice indeed.
Right.
I'm not sure Sam agrees, interestingly.
Tonally, that was fine. It had that warm, comforting air to it, but it was so fast.
Mm-hmm.
For a sleep story, it was super fast.
When I thought it was a narrator, I had prepped myself to go slower,
Yeah.
but because then it was a character within that, I went faster again.
It's still slow. All
Okay.
sleep stories,
Yeah,
whether you're a
yeah.
character or a narrator,
yeah.
or they are all really slow.
They can't be too exciting.
No, they can't be too exciting, that's true, but they're usually written to be not very
Yes.
exciting.
Okay.
Because obviously you can't
Sort of the
suddenly
point, one might say.
jolt somebody awake. But what you're trying to do is lull people to sleep.
Interestingly, too fast, even though tonally kind of correct.
I think,
See, this is the thing. I liked the tone. It was, I thought it was very, very kind of just conversational in the way that I think you talk. I believe that was you just talking.
Yeah.
Which is nice. But what I would have liked to have seen was more of a nod to the fact that we're sleepy. Not just Mark chatting to a friend, but what does Mark sound like when he's turning off the lights?
Again, I think I would have done if I thought it was narrator. The fact that Sam threw in character completely took me on another journey.
All I was meaning was it's a character narrator.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I went too far with it. Yeah.
Well, or I don't even know if it makes a difference. It just was a character narrator. The thing is when we slow down for sleep stories, it's not just a question of putting pauses in and breaking up the
slowing
sentences.
the
whole thing
read.
needs to have this sort of lyricism, if you like.
I have noticed that. Yeah.
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 And they do lull you to sleep. I think they're incredible.
There must be a fine balance because you can't go so slow. They're looking for another story. They're bored. You've got to keep them entertained,
absolutely.
but in such a gentle way.
Yeah,
you're right.
They kind of don't need. Yeah.
That was a beautifully put. You've got to keep them entertained in a gentle way. I think that's a really lovely way of putting it.
Can you do it though, Barney? That's the question. Oh. Can you do it? Let's see.
I far prefer carping from the sidelines, Mark.
Don't we all? Don't we all?
Absolutely. Right, let's see if I can put my money where my mouth is.
Indeed.
Now, before your journey begins, we have to make sure your parasympathetic nervous system is fully activated. So please, go ahead and lie down on the bed at the centre of the room. Are you comfortable? Based on the preferences listed on your intake form, I have infused the air with a scent of lavender and cedarwood.
I thought you began just right, and then you got faster and faster and faster as you went through.
I got a bit nervous as I was going. I was like, oh, crikey, I hope this isn't too stereotyped.
No, you began absolutely right.
Yes.
You kind of lent into all the beautiful vowels and the language that was there. But yeah, you did. Mark's absolutely right. You started really well, and you began to speed up as you went through.
Gosh, it must take such discipline to really hold that measured pace.
It is. I think it is. And also, it's not measured throughout. You have to get some way of getting interest in, but they are more challenging than you think they're going to be. I think that's the thing with sleep stories.
Well, as I was going through, I was thinking to myself, right, I've started with this kind of almost lyrical slow pace, but actually if I just kept doing that all the way through, it would get really annoying really quick.
Actually, it doesn't. That's what lulls you to sleep.
But I think you listening to them, Mark, is a really good. If you wanted to do sleep stories,
yes,
I would. Yeah.
I've noticed it's different.
Yeah.
Interestingly.
I would definitely encourage somebody to sign up.
If I give you the first paragraph just of what I would have done, is that a sensible idea?
Yeah, because
you're not going to do
I'm not going to be able to do this justice at all.
Without the character stuff.
So without the character stuff. So this is what I would have done. Now, before your journey begins, we have to make sure your parasympathetic nervous system is fully activated. So please, go ahead and lie down on the bed at the centre of the room. It would have been more that pace, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ooh.
Again, you could probably then layer into that more of a character, but it's really unfair because you've got this tiny weeny piece of the script.
Yes, indeed.
And of course, if you read the script through, you would immediately see a different kind of character within it, I think.
Yeah. Sam, do you ever get to do the sleep stories with the kind of music that they put behind sleep stories? Because that's always very kind of ethereal music as well.
No, I haven't ever done them like that. They always put in that sort of thing afterwards, and any sort of sound effects that might come in.
Yeah. Play, how do you say that? Well, remember, these are real scripts that we're working on, but we've changed names and some details to avoid copyright issues. And you can find both the scripts we're using today in the show notes of this episode, wherever you're listening, whether it's Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, Podbean, or maybe YouTube.
So, Barney, tell us a bit about the script you've brought along.
Yeah.
So this was a lovely script that I got to work on for a university, Royal Holloway, and it's classic corporate narration, but with a real heart and a soul behind it. This is a video that's going to play underneath their graduating ceremony.
Okay.
Oh, amazing.
Nice. Yeah.
There was a real specific aim as well, because obviously, the end of university is such a massive transition in life.
Yes.
Yeah, I would argue, it's where you go from, education, not quite childhood at that point, but, in the education system into I am a full-fledged adult and I start my career.
Except, of course, you're not, because you're still only 21 or so.
Well, true.
Oh, but they're so excited.
So they really, really wanted this to be uplifting,
Yes.
and for people to walk out inspired for the next chapter,
Okay.
not looking back and saying, "I'm already missing," I'm
Sure.
already losing.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
there was quite a sort of a careful touch that we had to get with it, because we're talking about how they started their journey
Yeah.
at the first paragraph of the
Of course,
script.
yeah, as the beginning
And
of
yet
university.
it's got to make sure that they're not going, "Oh man, yeah, I remember that. Oh man, I'm
Barney,
losing
can I
that."
pick you up on one thing? You said
Yeah.
classic corporate narration. Now, corporate narration has changed almost unrecognisably in the last 5 or 6 years. So what do you mean by classic? Do you mean current?
That's a great spot. I think, you're absolutely right. When I say classic, this is very much the corporate script that I see at the moment, which is one that leans further into emotions and evocative feeling,
Rather
trying
than
to
the
get
big
the audience
corporate script, yeah.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah, you've got it in one. Yeah. So instead of getting the audience to think,
Sure.
they want them to feel.
Yes.
And, as
Yeah.
voice actors, that's just like catnip to us, isn't it? It's like,
Yes, exactly.
give me emotional stakes, give me a journey to play me, give me a narrative that I can present.
They've given you a really specific listener here, a really specific audience.
Yes.
So that's really useful for us to know that we're speaking to that particular bunch of kids at that particular moment in their life. And this is how we want them to feel. And sometimes you don't get that necessarily from the client. They're a bit vaguer. They're a bit, less focused. Whereas this is beautiful.
I love the idea that this is our first episode of 2026 and the words are the first step.
Yeah,
It just works quite nicely. Works well. It's
Spot
like
on
you
there.
knew, Barney. It's like you knew. Well, Sam, because you're dipping out of scripts, and we fully understand that because of your voice today, I'll have a go. And I wonder what's going to come out. The first step. The first awesome sight. The beginning of a journey. The friends, the clubs and societies, the support. The place you called home. And the days and nights spent preparing for a bright future. Today is the day when it all comes together. That we celebrate you and everything you have achieved so far. Because this is not the end. This is the beginning of a new and exciting chapter for you.
Well, that was so interesting. So many thoughts on that. The first thing was I really pictured you, Mark, as the head teacher or the dean or whatever his name is.
Okay.
I could see you standing up there at the lectern with this big cheesy grin on your face, and I could kind of feel the pride. And you're going to kill me. It's the same note. It was just a bit too quick, I think.
Okay.
To really kind of, because the way that the video played out was you'd have a line, and then the video would almost call and response would show something to signify that moment.
Yeah.
So e.g. the
That makes
first
sense.
step was this lovely shot of people arriving for the first time at this big old Gothic building.
Yep.
You see their lights in the eyes as they go, wow, I'm starting my uni journey. And and so it carries on.
And did you have the benefit, Barney, of watching it as you narrated it? Did you narrate a picture?
No, sadly, I would have loved to. I just had the benefit of being horrendously pawsy, so it just perfect match.
Presumably they told you that, though. Presumably they said that they wanted it as very much as separate lines.
Do you know, actually, I'm doing the whole sort of British thing of being a little bit, pulling back on things, but actually it was script prep. So if you look at the scripts, I'm sure if anyone is looking at the notes and seeing that as they're following along, you can see that every single line is broken up. There's a new line for each sentence.
Yeah.
We don't have full paragraphs where
It does
a
mean
sentence,
different things in different scripts, though, interestingly.
It does. You're absolutely right. But in a corporate piece, especially one that I've already been told is quite evocative and powerful, and I would interpret that as each line needs to breathe.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'd like to hear it, Barney. I'd like to hear the kind of depth of pause that you're leaving there to kind of create a different feel for each line.
Yeah, of
If
course.
you wouldn't mind.
This is the bit when you have to kind of step up, isn't it? Be like, can I actually do all the things I've said?
Absolutely. It's where Sam has never had a pass before. Don't be doing this too often, Sam.
No,
in
I know.
2026.
Honestly, it's so annoying because it's such a gorgeous script.
It really is. Yeah.
And
Yeah. I know you want to do it. I know.
I do. But I'd do it so badly.
No, you, Barney. It's you. It's you.
Here we go. The first step. The first awesome sight. The beginning of a journey. The friends. The clubs and societies. The support. The place you called home. And the days and nights spent preparing for a bright future. Today is the day when it all comes together, that we celebrate you and everything you've achieved so far. Because this is not the end. This is the beginning of a new and exciting chapter for you.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, really nice. I mean, the build was beautiful, and I
Really?
can quite see where it is. One thing that I spotted, and I did differently, I went with we and you on that we celebrate you, and you very definitely went celebrate, interestingly. So very often in corporate scripts, they want to hit the you each time, but not in this particular case.
Yeah, well, again, that came from the note that we want to inspire, uplift, you know. So instead of hitting the you, which I kind of felt was implicit, like, you know, we've been talking about their journey this whole way through. That's kind
it
of
always
taken as
is,
read.
but you know what producers are like.
I know, yeah,
They
of
want you
course.
to hit
And
the
you're
you,
right. I think,
whether you should or not.
Well, certainly in advertising, I would stress the you more likely, you know, when you're really talking to someone, you want to connect directly with them. But rather with this one, I wanted to hit the celebrate because we've just kind of got them to bring their minds back to that journey they went through. And again, instead of leaving them with a sense of like, I feel like I'm repeating myself, but almost like loss, like, oh man, I'm losing this chapter of my life. It's let's just go nuts.
Let's celebrate
for it. How
and
good
move
was
forward.
it?
Yeah. I like it.
What I was thinking all the way through, obviously it was beautifully, it was beautifully built. I really loved it. Was that it was a really good piece of casting because your voice that you used for that was, of course, your voice. Of course it was. But it was a younger version of your voice. And at the point that we're going out into the world with these 21-year-olds, 22-year-olds, however old they are, they don't want somebody that is way older than them. So I would be a terrible piece of casting for something like this. Because, you know, even if I could say the words in the right way and get the right timings and do all that, I sound awful at the moment, but I mean, even ordinarily, I would sound too old. You managed to...
Right, interesting,
to be the right person to speak to those people at that moment in time. And that is so important for us as voiceovers to recognise that we all, what we bring to each party that we're booked for, if you like, is hopefully the sense that we've been well cast.
Yes, absolutely.
And you did. You had
you can live in it. You can have a confidence and saying,
absolutely.
You know, this really is a match made in heaven.
Right, it's time for the wild card. So, Barney, you're going to have to choose me, I'm afraid, because Sam is dipping out. But could you give a new character, a new direction, one of the scripts? What would you like to hear? And I will try my best.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I've got a fun one. So, you are a very concerned, very worried scientist sitting in NASA's Houston Control Center.
Okay.
Indeed. You're on the line with an astronaut whose spacecraft is starting to look a little bit exploded, you know?
So specific. I love it.
He's thought about this, hasn't he? It's like, yeah.
And
This is his
I've
moment.
been sitting there for hours stroking my cat going, yes. But your job in the vein of Apollo 13 is to keep them calm and walk them through a possible fix that you've come up with. But the problem is that everybody else is losing their heads.
Okay.
And I'm going to give you... Oh, it's a tricky choice, actually.
It is.
I'm going to give you script one. I think that's got a slight element of instruction to it. So,
yeah. Okay. Okay.
Bonus points. You can accents whatever you fancy. You can give us your
I
American.
did
you can be the
I
British work
wondered.
experience, chap, if you want to be.
I wondered. Okay. I'm going to do the sound effect as well.
Of course.
Now, before your journey begins, we have to make sure your parasympathetic nervous system's fully activated. Please go ahead and lie down on the bed at the center of the room. Are you comfortable? Based on the preferences listed on your intake form, I've infused the air with the scent of lavender and cedarwood.
Wow, you were so laid back.
Oh, I love the ending.
Trying to keep the calm bit there.
Wow.
Yeah, I can feel it.
Wow.
It felt very much like a last ditch, like they're going to blow up, but I can at least make them smell nice as they do.
Exactly, well, that's what I was saying. I was actually thinking, does lavender and cedarwood mean that poison gas and they can just quietly fade away before it explodes?
Wow, you were so in control there.
You would hope that someone would be in control, wouldn't you?
Yes.
You'd hope that.
Okay, Barney, this is what I'd like you to be. I'd like you to be a ghost hunter.
Oh.
Right? And obviously
Like
I
a
want you to do...
Ghostbuster, Sam?
Oh, well,
Or not
whatever
necessarily.
Well, yes. I
Or
mean,
are we talking
I suppose
wonderfully tacky TV that you get, sort of at 3 p.m. in the afternoon?
You totally
on
could
Quest.
be. You could be either of those things. You could either be totally tacky, or you could be ghostbustery.
I like it.
But obviously, I want you to do script too. But you are, and I think this particular ghost hunter is in the building, just getting in that building, and they are definitely hearing signs of paranormal activity.
Do we think this ghost hunter actually believes in ghosts, or he's just doing it for the sake of it?
Oh,
Because that changes the motivation, doesn't it?
it does.
It does.
That is up to Barney
Okay.
to choose.
Oh.
Okay.
Can I do it in such a way that
Well,
what
I wonder.
I've picked?
I wonder.
Here we go.
Wow.
Here we go. The first step. The first awesome sight. The beginning of a journey. The friends. The clubs and societies. The support. The place you called home. And the days and nights spent preparing for a bright future. Today is the day when it all comes together. That we celebrate you and everything you've achieved so far. Because this is not the end. This is the beginning of a new and exciting chapter for you.
I really
That
like
was
it.
so good.
I think he does believe in it, and I think he thinks he's seen something.
For sure.
Yes. Yeah.
For sure.
That's what I got.
He
That's
did believe in
absolutely
it.
what I got. Yeah.
And he thought he saw something, and then it started to go away. So he was trying to coax it back.
Yeah, what I loved about that was that you took a corporate script and in giving it a different spin, you made it a conversational script.
And a conversational drama script. Yeah.
It was totally different.
I loved it.
And all of everything you'd done to it prior to that moment was all forgotten because you infused it with a person that was walking into a building with a kind of ghost hunter's backpack
Agreed.
on or whatever they do.
Yeah.
I loved it.
With all that mad kit that they drag
All the
in.
mad
Yeah.
kids,
There's
exactly.
probably an Xbox
Geiger
Connect
counter.
with a few
Yeah.
pipe cleaners.
Yeah.
Well, as always, we've put the scripts in the show notes so you can have a try yourself. If you want to see what we look like in our booths doing all of this nonsense, do check out How Do You Say That on TikTok or Instagram.
Yes, absolutely. And you can look on Facebook and YouTube too.
Indeed, you can.
So, Barney, you've obviously got an acting background. Oh, dear, my voice. I'm so sorry. So, Barney, if someone is coming to voiceover work with a stage acting background, what misconceptions about voiceover should they know?
I would say, and almost speaking from experience here in my journey with voiceover, is the biggest misconception with stage and screen acting going to voice acting is that there is any difference.
Oh,
Now,
interesting.
obviously. Oh, do you like that? That was an
Yeah,
Uber reverse
love
card
it.
I
podcast
wasn't
daily.
expecting you to say that. Yeah, okay.
I like that.
I'm just
take.
doing it for the clicks, Mark. I'm doing it for the clicks. But no, what I mean, obviously there is voice technique, there's microphone placement, there's all these sort of things that you do need to be cognizant of when you're in the booth.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all the prep work. It's all of the script analysis. It's all of the character. It's the visualization. It's even, I once heard, I'd love to claim this as my own, it was somebody else. She was talking about how you need to put on the costume of whatever character you're playing. And that includes if you're doing corporate or commercial work. You know?
Yeah.
Even as simple as, let's say you're sitting over coffee with someone for a really relaxed conversational read for a commercial. Then, sit down if you can.
Yep.
Obviously, make sure your diaphragm is free and that your placement is good. But do as much as you can to really inhabit that. Imagine what clothes you're wearing. It's everything that you would do on stage or in screen.
Yep.
The only difference, I suppose, is that it needs to be in your mind.
Stage actors, by the nature of the beast, are often very physical.
Yes.
And
Absolutely.
not forgetting to be physical is really important. So taking all of the stuff that you do automatically in stage acting and not thinking, oh shit, well this is just voice, so I don't need to do any of that. I shouldn't be engaging all that bit. Absolutely, they should be, and they do, of course.
Because you can always hear the difference. That's the point. You can hear when someone is gesticulating or their mouth is up here or they're frowning. You can hear them.
You can. I always remember the fact that 80% of our communication is nonverbal. You can hear it in the voice. Just because it's nonverbal isn't silence or not without sound.
Yeah.
Every single little micro adjustment, your shoulders high, your tummy relaxed, sitting, standing, we can hear it in the voice because the tiny adjustments in your body change how your vocal cords vibrate and how you produce sound.
Absolutely.
So 80% nonverbal, 100% sonic.
Barney, it's really good advice, and thank you for joining in. I hope you've enjoyed the show.
I've had a blast. No, thank you so much for having me.
Oh, thank you.
A reminder that all of Barney's details can be found in the show notes.
Yes, and of course the scripts are there too. And do check out our TikTok and Instagram accounts and share the love.
Okay, that's it for this week. Sam, you go and take some honey and lemon. Thanks
Thank
again
you.
to Barney Cooper. We'll be back next week with more scripts and another voiceover guest and hopefully a slightly better voice, Sam. When we'll be asking, this is where we do the title of the show all together, Barney. When we'll be asking,
How do you say that?
How do you say that?